Jam fast. Hello. All right, looks like it's working on my end. You guys let me know if it doesn't look good. It is I, James. Welcome to this special unboxing by Complete Noob on Xboxing, because X gonna give it to you. He gonna give it to you. X gonna give it to you. Right, Katie? What? All right. You let me know if things don't work, because, you know, I haven't streamed for a long time, but things just don't want to work sometimes, right? All right, guys. Here it is. The power your dreams. There's the side. This thing's a little hefty, so sorry. This is the front of that little tapper. And then, of course, the side here, where they want to make a big point that this could do 120 frames per second, max 4K, Velocity architecture because of the solid state, variable refresh rates, and all sorts of other good stuff. So, Brian, let me know if you can see me. Just gonna kind of make sure. Can you see me? Can you see me? All right. All right. Let's just once I get the go ahead from one of my moderators, that it looks like this is not this. Okay, good. Once I get that go-ahead, which I just did, which I just got that go-ahead, we are going to do a live unboxing. And you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in Town Hall right now, which is not a good idea. Let's forget about the Town Hall right now. Let's forget about the... Wait. What about this Town Hall? This Town Hall? All right. This is good, because then you get a little bit of the chat here. I'll do that after the fact. Sorry. As you can tell, I'm a complete and utter amateur. So we'll just go full screen for this big boy here. First impressions. The box looks pretty cool. I do like the fact that it's got a green bottom. In a lot of ways, I don't have the boxes with me, but I do have... So a little bit of background, a little bit of unnecessary background, a little bit of dick teasing, I guess, before you actually open up the box. But I waited in line for the original Xbox on 2001. I also waited in line overnight for the 360, so you could call me the original Xbox. I don't consider myself a fanboy, even though I just gave you that background. I do love all systems. I do get basically almost all systems, because I'm an asshole. But the biggest thing here is I have a long history with Xbox. Ever since before the first system, I was all up on Xbox's business. After Dreamcast dropped out, I was a big I just wanted the Xbox ever since The Rock and Bill Gates showed it, you know. So, you know, for me personally, this box right here, the original Xbox box had the same idea in the sense of being black, but with a big green jewel in the middle. And this, in a way, kind of, don't want to say it's 100% mimics that. It's still pretty different from that in a way. But the biggest thing here is it draws your focus to that top green vent, and also pretty matte black exterior. And, of course, Master Chief. So let's unbox this thing. As we can see, the green bottom here has some tape. All, of course, that business. I brought a professional cutter right here. I am going to move this chair. As you can tell, we are going to do this live. I'm going to put this thing here, zooming in, and we're going to try to do this as profesh as possible. But as you can tell, I don't stream that often, so I apologize for anything. All right, we're going to undo these little tape things here. Oh, boy. You can see me cut my wrist live. All right. Got that one off. The challenge of the tape. Oh, wait. Look what they have. They actually have a little arrow here. I could have pulled the tape off easily. See, Microsoft thought of everything, because they're like, you're not gonna have to use your stupid little, you know, kitchen scissors. All right, got that off actually easy, because, you know, I should pay attention. Actually, the bottoms have those arrows too, so you can see it live. I'm a complete and utter idiot, and I think I'm actually trying to get a higher degree in science. We should all fear for the future of humanity. Let me undo this one here. If you're wondering what's on the sides of the box, again, just kind of want to show that up close before I do the unboxing. It just gives some stats the 4K 120 variable refresh rate, velocity, speed. Of course, show that beautiful back again, before I actually take it apart. We got everything from letting you know it's the fastest, most powerful Xbox, to the velocity hard drive, to the fact that you could play thousands of games on this from all 4 generations, and the fact that there's a thing called Game Pass, which honestly, even though there's not any huge exclusives off the bat for the system, this system is going to have a bevy exclusives down the road. Everything from your Bethesda published games to Double Fine to the Collective to your, of course, your 343 studios. You're going to have a lot of companies have Ninja Theory. There's going to be a lot of games that are coming out. And even now, at this point, it does buff up a lot of games, old games. It actually does simulate HDR with a lot of older games that never were programmed for HDR. You are going to have quite a catalog of Game Pass. I know it sounds like a salesman, but honestly, I'm really impressed with Game Pass. I love the fact that not only could you stream, you could download the games. I'm actually really impressed with the service, especially at $15 if you want the Game Pass Ultimate with the online. All right, let's do this thing. Enough of the spiel. Try to get Phil Spencer's dollars. All right, let's see here. Looks like it's. Let's see what it looks like here. What am I? You're gonna see me not know what I'm doing. Oh, wait. Okay, guys. Here we go. All right, I'm gonna move this up because I see what's gonna happen. All right, there's a little handle here. Oh shit! If you're wondering what's going on here, I'm not gonna drop it. This thing, I'm gonna position the camera. Hey, Kate, do you mind holding this?
Holding what?
The system. No, you could be there. It's fine. I just realized I could do it like this. So right now, what we're seeing right here is we got this little pull tab, and this is basically letting me know about the front. It's like a quick start guide. It lets you know about the controller, that it needs batteries, the system, how to boot it up, and also in the back lets you know that there's about the back ports, the memory card expansion, HDMI, also the Ethernet and power, just a few little things. Lets you know that you also could get the app on your phone. The app also lets you download games on the go, which is really nice. So what we see here is, sorry, the microphone's also on the table, so you may hear some vibrations here. We see nice little foams here. This, I'm assuming, is the system itself. And then right here looks like there's actually a box within a box. And this looks like it's all the accessories. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this away. I know I'm dick teasing some more, but we're going to see what's in this other little box here. Ooh, it's also, I get to flex my muscle a little bit there. Damn. Katie likes that. You think Rock has some muscles. All right, so we're going to do this little box in the box. First impressions. I think the design of how you actually open this thing is actually pretty cool. The only thing I saw that's just as cool is the Wii. 'Cause the Wii used to have like those drawer pullouts for itself. I always thought that was my favorite type of box. But
so cool.
But I do really like this one. I think what they did in terms of having the stuff in this little box and the system looks like it's right there. I think that's actually not that bad. And it kind of, you saw it open up like a chest. So that was actually very easy and, not struggle. But I do think the Wii is my favorite box of boxes so far. But this is the Wii is a 10 out of 10. This is easily, so far, to see what the system is, I'll rate it a 9 out of 10. All right, so what we got here is we got the new Series X controller. And we see here that the biggest changes, of course, is the D-pad. That you've got that nice kind of 8-way D-pad. I love fighting games, so I definitely have to see how that works. The share button, because that was always the thing. The X button itself is actually, it's actually matte black. Unlike the Xbox One, which pops out as white, this is very part of the controller black, which it kind of doesn't stand out unless you really look for it. Now, oh my God, actually off the bat, the grips actually have this nice, I don't see gritty feel, but it's actually a very nice texture feel, and the triggers have a very nice trigger feel. So let's see what the sticks are here. The sticks, in a lot of ways, I'm gonna close my eyes just to make sure. Babe, do you mind? I'm gonna get an Xbox One controller. Is that okay?
Oh, you don't want me to touch it?
Nah, I'll be right back. Well, hold on a second. We're gonna get a 360 controller for the difference in feel. So this is my Xbox One controller. Sorry, not the 360. And as you can tell right away, now this is a special design, but you can see the differences in that, even the X alone. We can see the differences, of course, in the D-pad between the two. And of course, we're going to see kind of this, the triggers are very similar in profile, but these ones are textured. And actually the bumpers have kind of a slick little texture on them too. So there's like a texture feel between them that you don't get with, it's kind of more of a slick with the Xbox One. So, um,
What?
so anyway, just feeling the buttons for the first time. Overall, the sticks feel about the same, but the D-pad actually feels, I like it. It's got a kind of a click there. And this is really good for fighting games. The fact that you could go do quarters, circle motions, or full 360 on this is actually pretty nice. 360, haha. Overall, I think it feels nice. I think it looks nice. The bottom is about the same, to be honest. But overall, let's pop that open. There's little differences from the Xbox One controller, but not to sound like a fanboy. I always really did love the Xbox One controller, period. I love the 360 controller, and I also really like the original Duke, the huge Xbox controller that they make fun of. I have big hands. I really do like that original controller too, but this one, it's not an evolution for sure. It's just a little step, but honestly, I do like how it looks. I do like how it feels. I'm glad they didn't like completely mess with that design, because I always liked the design of the Xbox One. Brian says he's excited to check the D-pad. Favorite D-pad is the Super Nintendo. That's true. Other than the Xbox One controller rocks. Actually, my favorite D-pad is actually the Saturn. The Saturn, before they did the analog, the normal Saturn controller, I played it recently. It actually has the most slick D-pad I ever felt ever. I think I would love for someone to bring back that Saturn-like D-pad. It's actually a very nice D-pad. But this one, overall, I like its concaveness, and it's actually kind of easy to go around. So I definitely do. This is a good improvement for sure. Don't break a good thing, right? So they made some few changes onto that. All right. I didn't know I was going to pull the controller out first, to be honest. And of course, the controller comes with, excuse me, it's not the Corona, it's food. It comes with batteries, so we'll definitely have to put those in there. I'm going to set stuff aside here, and you can see my cat tree here. This is a very professional setting. Super profish. Yeah. All right, what we got going on here? We got an HDMI cable that's apparently, this is supposed to do, I could be wrong, but I heard this is supposed to be 2.1 HDMI. So basically, this should be able, if your TV supports it, there's only a couple models that do. The LG C10 and the Sony X900H. But basically, what an HDMI 2.1 allows you to do is it not only allows you to do 4K HDR, but it also allows you to do 120 frames per second, if it works. Now, this is so new that I think TVs have to have firmware updates, to be honest. So more like next year models are probably going to have that as a standard feature. But if you do have a TV that's future-proof, I guess, which are a few models right now, this will use that. I believe this HDMI cable will do that. I don't think you have to buy a new one. And you'll be able to get that 120 frames if the game allows it. I mean, a lot of games are still trying to crack 60, and this is what the system's going to address. So, and of course, you got AC. So there you go. Controller, batteries, your cables. Good thing you don't have to buy anything like that. There was a time when you had to buy an AC adapter for the 3DS, and that was terrible. So we got this box within a box. All right, now let's get to the big boy. Now, yeah. All right, let's get into this. So, hopefully this will look fine. So, what we got here is, of course, the Xbox. We got it right here. I'm going to move this down a little bit, so make it a little close to personal. Need to buy a new table in the future. Actually, you know what? Hold on. Push that back. There we go. All right, so let's actually get this thing out of here. So, I'm going to put it down. And I'm going to take these foam things off, if it allows me.
You have to pull out the whole thing.
You have to pull that whole thing out, Katie.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to put these foam pieces back. Do not.
It's like a little present.
It's a present, okay? So as you can tell, there's really nothing else except protective foam. Sorry there, box. All right. This is it. All right, let's power your dreams.
Cute.
Katie says it's very cute if you don't hear her, guys. So, all right. As you can tell, the camera thankfully wants to focus on the system, so I'm going to rotate it around here and try to hold it right and not drop it.
Baby.
First impressions, how does it smell? Does it have that new system, new console smell? I see how it looks and the sounds of it starting up, but more importantly, does it smell powerful? It has that new system smell. Seriously, new systems have a smell. They have that earthy plastic smell when you first open them up. I'm not making this shit up. Systems, but there is a new system smell, just like there's a new car smell. I know I sound like a weird fuck.
And a new baby smell.
And there's also new babies.
That's a thing.
Yeah, but power your dreams. It's got a good smell. My first impression, the smell gets a 10 out of 10. All right, let's undo this bad boy. So what we got here is we got.
You might have to. Oh, there's something on the bottom there.
Oh, there's something on the bottom. Thank you, Katie. I'm gonna make sure not to drop it, but also show it. So there's a tab here. Let's get.
Chonky boy.
It's a chonky boy. But I heard the PS5 is even more chonky. And
I'm
not trying to braggadoce, but I should be getting a PS5 this Thursday, so there may be another unboxing stream. If you guys want to tune in and watch that, or watch on youtube.com/RedButtonJamfest, this video is more than likely going to go on. Or you may be watching it right now on youtube.com/RedButtonJamfest. If you're watching YouTube, check out the Twitch if you want. If you don't, I love you still. All right, thank you for watching my amateur unboxing. As you can tell, I don't have the best tech just yet, but I want to get there. This is the best tech right here. All right, so nice. Let me tell you something here. I know I am dick teasing to the nth degree, but this texture wrapping is so nice. You want to touch it?
Can I touch it?
I'm gonna let Katie touch it. You see Katie's hand. She is a sexy lady. Does it feel nice?
Yeah, it does.
It feels fucking nice. There's tape on this. Oh, thanks, Katie.
You're welcome.
In this COVID world, right? It's COVID world. You gotta sanitize. I want to make sure the system is. All right, let's do this. Let's untape this bad boy and see what's going on. Oh, shit. Oh, she shows herself, my boy. She shows herself. Wow, wow, wow. She's showing herself. It's the Xbox. Xbox. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh! I don't know what noises those are. Those are my Xbox orgasmo noises. All right, everybody. Look at this. Look at this. There's the front of the system. There is this is how it would look if you stand it upright. Let me see if I get the camera a little bit better than that. Hey, let's see if it focuses on there. There we go. I don't know. You know. Hey, babe. Do you want me to do me a favor? Turn off the light. I'm going to try something a little weird.
Turn off the light?
Turn off the light. All right, watch this. Watch this, guys. I'm going to do something a little crazy. There we go. All right. I like this. Leave the light off. Because you actually can see the system a lot better, I think, with the computer monitor light. I know this is really weird. As you can tell, you know, this is what we're going to do. This actually looks nice. So right here, you get the nice front of the system. This is how it looks if you stand it upright. Of course. Oh, look at that.
Oh,
look at the top. Look at that fucking top. Look how beautiful that is. And it's a little light effect above the fan, because how the system is made, you already know this, Brian, but this system is actually made like a oh, there's my finger marks, but they're going to go away. Yay. This is actually stacked design. So instead of having a full motherboard, they actually essentially stack what would be a normal full motherboard into this box design, allowing airflow to go out through the top. So basically what that means is the system not only could be quiet, but also should run very cool. There's a lot of reports that's supposed to heat up, but those are so freaking unvalidated. So I'll find out myself personally. But as you can see here, the front looks just a nice monolithic design. It gives me a God, what vibes does it give me? It's giving me, I think, almost the PS3 Slim vibes, because that matte first up. But this is the effect that I love. Look at this. It's actually catching on the camera.
That's really cool.
How the green looks. I'm gonna want to look at it in my person too. Hold on. Let me see how that looks.
Can you see it head on?
I can see it head on. That looks so beautiful. So you have to look at it at an angle, but goddamn, it looks great. All right, so let's look at the back of this. There's the side. Oh, wow. This is the footings for if you do it horizontal, but let's look at the back. So actually, I liked what I did here, Katie. This is a lot better lighting than what was happening before. Yeah, right? Well, the camera likes to focus on people, not devices, and that's the problem that it does. So right here, we got the Series X. We got our USB ports. We got the expansion slot, so you can put your memory card right there. You got yourself a HDMI out right there. There's no more HDMI in like the Xbox One or power ports. And you got two USB 3.0s on the back. And you also got a USB 3.0 on the front. And this is, of course, holding it the wrong way. Oh, wow. Oh, my God. This looks so cool in the camera. That looks so freaking cool. It looks like it's glowing. The weird thing, it's not even a light effect.
You see, I can't see it.
Right? You have to look at an angle because it's actually a colored effect. So you actually have to look at it from the angle. And, videos, show this off, but actually seeing it in person is actually kind of cool.
It is.
It's a nice subtle touch. And this, I know I bring up the original Xbox, but I love the original Xbox. I honestly feel like the popular answer for favorite Xbox system, if you ask anybody, be 360, because that's when Microsoft grew more prominent. It's where it actually had a lot of sales. It outdid Sony for about the first half of the generation, and Sony caught up later on. But like 360 was a very dominant system for Microsoft. So a lot of people would say 360. There may be some people say Xbox One, but I'm in the camp that actually says my favorite system for Microsoft is the Xbox. And the reason why I love the original Xbox is, of course, a lot of good memories, I guess, attached to it that are nostalgia feels. But one of the things I do love about the original Xbox, of course, was I know it's unpopular to say, but some of its design, and even though you can see the big green gem was a gaudy design, I love that. And this kind of is a more slick way of having that element of the original Xbox. Not a gem per se, it's just the green eminence, but it gives me that same vibe, and I like that. The thing I also like about the original system itself, of course, original Xbox was the selection of games. You had everything from Jade Empire to a lot of Knights of the Republic, to the original Halo 1 and 2, the original Xbox Live iterations. It definitely is good. So this is the system. This is the system basically horizontally. And the nice thing is you don't have to worry about building a stand. The stand's on the bottom here. There's footies. It allows both movements. I'm more than likely going to have it horizontally. But honestly, if I'm able to, and we are going to get a new little setup here, I probably will have this. I would love to have this vertical, to be honest. I think it horizontally, it looks fine. But I really do think that the Xbox itself looks much better like this. You're able to see that Contour kind of top design that you kind of get from it being vertical versus the side. So smelling it, it smells good. I honestly think this looks really good. Now in terms of weight, this is a hefty boy. I'm not trying to like flex on this literally, but I don't think it's as heavy as I thought it was going to be honest. It feels like 10 pounds. And if you can't lift 10 pounds, I don't know what to say. But this is just really does not feel too heavy. In terms of size and person, it's definitely bigger than Series X. I'm not going to lie. It is not the smallest system ever. But honestly, this doesn't look completely... I just don't think this is like as big as I thought it was going to be. Because a lot of people kind of say it. And I'll compare this to the PS5 on Thursday. I will basically... It weighs 2 sacks of sugar. I will definitely put these side by side to the PS5 when I do unboxing PS5. I'm plugging a future stream/video, but when I unbox PS5, I will put the two together and we'll see really... And you've probably seen videos like that before, but I haven't really personally seen it with my own eye, and it'll be good. Brian says it looks like a refrigerator, and yes, it does. It looks like a refrigerator, but does any refrigerator have that nice top? I love this top. You know, it's weird because the system is so subtle that the top stands out more because it's a very subtle design. If it wasn't for the little Concord top green design of the top, this would be a very unassuming design. I will rate the design myself right now, if I'm just going off of the looks. I would give it an 8 out of 10. I personally like a little bit more flash to the design of a system. But that doesn't mean this is a bad looking system. Again, the top alone gives it a lot of points for style, which is crazy to say that. I really do like that touch. I do like the subtlety of it still. I do like the overall design. The button right here, nice click. It feels like the X button on a controller, but that's a nice click right there. The ejector button, solid. I always like touch buttons. I always like tactile buttons. But the touch buttons, I thought were cool in concept, but in practice, I think tactile buttons are much better. So I do like that. If you're wondering what my favorite design system is, I really do think the Dreamcast is one of my favorite design systems. So that shows you my taste. I like things that are a little, I don't want to say gaudy, but a little more, they do a little more frill into their look. But, overall, I would rate this above the Xbox 360 design, which is hard for me to say because I do like that concave white design, but I really do like this element of it so much more. The original Xbox has a spot in my heart. I don't think the original Xbox is the prettiest looking system.
Is that the one that would talk?
That's the one with the big X on the top and the green gem. I love that, I really do love that. But if I was like thinking of from a pure aesthetic and not nostalgia, see, nostalgia rate that a 9 or a 10 out of 10 because I think that Etch.X and Green Gem at that time were such. It was basically Microsoft saying, "Fuck you, we are in. Here's the power of the X. Literally, here's a fucking X-Men X popping out of the system. It's a big like visual middle finger to anybody, and it pops out." But if I wasn't going to look at it for nostalgia and look at it today, I don't think it's like the prettiest system, but I do think it's a system that if you saw it in a room, you know instantaneously it's a freaking game system and it's the freaking Xbox and it's a freaking beast. Now this system is the opposite end of that original Xbox, unless you look at the top. It is basically very unassuming. They're definitely going for a part of your home theater kind of it's supposed to meld with your equipment kind of design, unless you look at it from a certain angle. If you look at it from a certain angle, then you're like, oh, that's an Xbox. But if you don't look at it from a certain angle, it could easily act like a chameleon in your home theater, and that's what they're going for. So I still think overall it's a good looking system, especially in person. I do think it looks better vertical. Even though I usually don't play my systems vertical, I think this looks better vertical than, say, horizontal, which, you know. You know I'm a pro. You know you're a pro when you turn off the lights of your setup and use your computer monitor lighting to be your main lighting. But honestly, this actually seems to work much better than before. Well, for this part, it makes it also look sexy too. It's like we're at a dinner crawl right now, and I'm all like, ooh, you know, I'm going to pop up behind that system. It's Xbox. Okay, that's enough. Overall, I do like the Xbox look. The box was easy to open up. I made it harder than it was by getting a scissors at the start. Pay attention to your box. Those tapes were made to pull off easily. The thing opens up like a chest, and they put all the accessories in one box. You saw that. That was very slick, very nice. They put the system nicely wrapped up in foam. Like it had layers of foam on the side and foam on the bottom. So definitely very snuggle and it's nice and snug in there. And they wrapped it in a nice textile mat, as we saw, and a little tape that says "Power Your Damn Dreams." It didn't say "damn," but you know what? Might as well. Power your damn dreams. X won't give it to you. So overall, I think that this unboxing experience, if I was going to rate the box, I would give the box like a 9 out of 10. If I rate my first impressions of the look of the system, 8 out of 10. If I smell the plastic, give it a 10 out of 10. And in terms of the controller, which I guess now maybe this is better lighting for the controller. You know, there we go, more subtle lighting for the controller. But overall, I always like the Xbox controller. And so I always rate the Xbox controller like a 9, 9.5. So honestly, them making these few changes, I have to play fighting games to find out how the D-pad is. It feels nice though. But I have a feeling that this is going to easily be a 9 or 9.5 out of 10. I mean, there's only a few gripes I always have about their controllers, but they honestly, of the big three, always had I feel like the better design. Unless you throw in Nintendo's Pro Controller in the mix, then the Pro Controller I think actually edges it out. Because Nintendo just knows how to make D-pads and buttons in a sense, in terms of how they feel. But really, like, Microsoft, they had a really good design. They're rolling with it. They add a few little things. I do like how the textile feel of the sides now. I do like the feels of the triggers. So those few changes in the D-pad, I have to see it in action. But from what I see right now and feel, I like that more than the other D-pads. So, you know, incremental changes, but they call me Xbox fanboy, but I always thought they had one of the better controllers. So, you know, why break it, right? Why break it apart? So overall, hell yeah. I mean, this is really cool. I love that side. And this is how it looks if you were to have it vertical. Actually, is this where the dust trap is? There's a little thing here. You actually see the green going through. Maybe this actually allows the green to emanate through, or am I just completely off base here? Now, the biggest thing I'm seeing here, of course, is the expansion to the storage card slot. So basically, you could put it's a memory card. Okay, we call it SD card, but it looks like a freaking PS2 memory card. You basically put it in there, you add another terabyte. Now, right now, only Seagate makes it. It's proprietary, and I think it costs about $200. Now, personally speaking, I would wait. I mean, there's a terabyte on here. We'll see how much that terabyte would hold, but I feel like within a year or so, when I would really need more space, I probably will. I'm assuming that price tag will go down at least by $100. It'll go from 200 to $100. I would not be surprised within a year or so. It'll go down at least $50 and not $100, making and maybe they'll probably come out the 2 TB for $200. Is what I would predict they're going to do within the year. So honestly, if you could hold out, I think the terabyte should be fine for at least a year for a lot of people, if not more than a year for some people. I think that if you just wait, you could probably get that extra memory for at least, I would say, half the price it is now. I would wait if you can. If you have the money to throw, no big deal. You could get it. But what you also could do with the memory situation is you could plug in an external. This is what Brian just said too. He read my thoughts. You can always plug a external. Now again, you could run games off the external, but they have to be older games. They can't be Series X games. So take advantage of the faster speed. They have to go from that external onto the internal in order to do that. But you could play older games off of the external without transferring it over. But there is a way you could fast do it. Another thing Microsoft announced that I think is really nice is the fact that you can do selective. So I'll move this up a little bit. Sorry. You could do selective install. So basically, what that means is instead of installing the whole package, let's just say you just want to play the single player campaign, you could install just the single player campaign. You finish it, you're done, you don't want to see it again, you could actually uninstall that, install just the multiplayer component of the game then, and just play multiplayer. So instead of having, you don't need to have the whole download necessarily. For certain games, you could be allowed to get certain parts of it at a time if you want. And I think that part of it's pretty cool. I think you can store Xbox Series X games on hard drive. You can, but like you could store them on the external, and then if you need them, you could transfer them into the internal. That's for sure. But to play them, the Series X games, that is, you need to have it transferred. I heard the transfer is supposed to be pretty fast because it's a USB 3.0, but it needs to be transferred to the internal to take advantage of the velocity. They call it the velocity architecture of the SSD. But again, if you have a Xbox One, 360, and original Xbox games, you don't need to put them on the internal. You could play those off the external as well. So, you don't always have to transfer your games to play them unless they're Series X optimized games. So that's probably the biggest thing I just want to say. If it's a Series X optimized game, like purely it's built for Series X, as its first thought, that's something you need to think about, have on external and transferred on your internal when you want to play. If you just want to do that in terms of managing your space, you also could put, of course, older games on your external and not even put them on the internal too. There's ways to do it. I mean, again, this is an issue that I don't know if I'm going to have right away either. I have to still turn this thing on. I still have to put a game or two on there and see how much space they take. Because again, a terabyte of space, traditionally speaking, would be enough for, again, games are a little bigger, but it should be good for about 10 to 12 games. And so if you're a pretty hardcore gamer, that may be something you could take up in a little bit of time. Not a little bit of time, sorry, about a half a year or so. But for a casual gamer, that's usually good enough for a year or so. So, I think like if you could hold out, usually, I'm just saying, I think those memory card prices are going to go down within half a year to a year. I would not be surprised if that memory card for this is half the price in about a year or a little bit under that year. I would not be surprised if they have the 1 terabyte for half the price it is and have a 2 terabyte at the current $200. I feel like they're going to do that within half a year or so. So if you're a casual / hardcore gamer, I think you don't have to worry about buying memory for it right away unless you really feel like you're going to put every single thing on that internal, old game alike, including new games. That's going to be up to you. But I think that, most cases, I think a lot of people don't have to worry about it off the bat. And by that point, I think the prices will go down, or the space for that price will go up. So, so that is my unboxing for the Series X. Unfortunately, I got a few things to do work-wise with the lab, but I'm hoping to play this either later today or tomorrow, and I may do a stream, maybe especially tomorrow. I will probably do a stream off the system. I don't have the newer Elgato to take advantage of the 4K per se, so it will be an HD stream. Just want to preface that. Doesn't mean it'll look like complete other crap, but I just want to preface that. But I will get newer tech eventually for these new systems and, hopefully take advantage of that 4K output. But I just want to say it off the bat. But I will play the system. I'm hoping to play it later tonight when I get some work done, or at least play it tomorrow. And maybe we'll show a little love on it, because I do have a game that's Series X optimized right now, Crash Bandicoot, for example. And there's older games that have both original Xbox 360 and so on, including Knights of the Republic, which I just mentioned. I have that right here. So I think that I have things. I'm going to test the system. I will test some quick rezoom. Maybe we'll do that tomorrow as a stream. I will test all that stuff out and show you guys what's what. And then, of course, when PS5 comes in, don't worry. This is still going to get a lot of playtime when the PS5 comes in. I'm not going to... This is still going to get the love. But when I unbox the PS5, I'm going to put this side by side. And we'll kind of see what they look like. Yeah, so all I can say is, in the words of Keanu Reeves, like Brian says, it is breathtaking. You're welcome, Brian. Brian says, thanks for doing the unboxing. It was awesome, Steve. You live vicariously. There you go, Brian. So when you get yours, you're going to be like, ooh, get the feels. I think it's great. That was an easy unboxing. There's been systems where God, what system I'm trying to think of? I think maybe the Saturn. Basically, older systems just almost throw everything in the box, and it's almost like a jumbled mess. I would say the Wii is still my favorite box design. If we're going to get really weird and get into how a box and an unbox is. But this is still really awesome. I think this is definitely going to take the second place for this, because the way they put it together was actually pretty clever. The way you open it up is actually pretty clever. It's not even, you don't open just a one top flap and try to throw things and grab things out like they're stacked on top of each other. This is actually, as you saw, was very slick. It was like a treasure chest. So the way they put all this together is definitely up there, the top 3 for boxes, for sure. Xbox top 3 for unboxing. For sure. I would definitely put this at least silver, because that Wii holds a spot. Nintendo did a good job with that box. That's all I just want to say. That's all I'm going to say. Anyway, thank you, Brian. Thank you to all the lurkers. Anyone who watches YouTube, much love. Sorry I don't stream too often. I don't game as much because I've been busy, but you know what? I am probably more than likely going to stream a bit more often now, and maybe do a few more videos. So, if you want to show some love for some weirdos and noobs, check me out on twitch.tv/redbuttonjamfest or youtube.com/redbuttonjambass. Good night, guys. Take care. You gotta get that. Power your dreams, cause X gonna give it to you. He gonna give it to you. X gonna give it to you. He gonna give it to you. Cause X gonna give it to you. He gonna give it to you. X gonna give it to you. Katie's like that. Katie, that's a sign to shit it. All right, guys. See ya. Bye.